This is what all the fuss is about. Bow.
You've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it.
The affiliates present
Trendsetter
live with Trendsetter Sense.
I saw you post on IG like an old reel to reel.
Yeah.
I'm trying. What was the meaning behind that?
I mean, for me, it's to kind of. I mean, first off, it's a lot of music coming out this year, and also when it comes to a lot of mixtapes I did back in the day, right? Just to showcase people, to show people that the path that I've been on, I've always been on. But certain things weren't popular to talk about in the moment back in 2010, 2011, 2012. And I'm glad that people are now finally starting to talk about mental health and starting to talk about what's going on with police brutality, social injustice, politics. And it was just kind of trying to show like we've always been trying to talk about that and been on that wave. And even if they're not listening in the moment, don't mean you should stop. You should continue on chipping away at that, because for every one win we get, like it's so many steps back. Like, so we got to keep pushing forward. And so when I get talking about the mixtapes and stuff, it's just trying to show my journey. Like I've been here, I've been on that. You know what I'm saying?
You collab with Trey the Truth and Mike Storm. Prayer for Me, man. How'd that come together?
So man, so Trey the OG, first off, and I'd have been a part of a few Trey days. I'd have been a part of a few Trey records. And Trey is so active in the community and what he does, not only for H-Town, but just in general, but just on a humanitarian level. Right. And then what my son has been as far as politically speaking,
right,
and talking about social injustice and prison reform. And so Trey reached out to me because they were doing a project. And anytime he hit me up, whatever I got going on, I put aside because I know it's a mission behind it.
Right.
And I do my verse. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's
who produced it? Did you produce it?
No, I didn't produce it. I don't know who produced that one actually, but it was one of the situations where because of the pandemic, you can't actually be around people or you can't shoot it the way you want to shoot it. So I just appreciate Trey for being patient with me to actually be able to get my part of the video out as well. But it's always going to be a mission with him, man. And he's one of those people that's like always going to be pushing the envelope and kind of preparing people for what's next. And then having the information where you need to sit down and talk to them about how you need to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So those are kind of conversations that you and Trey have. Like it's always about community awareness, culture. You know.
Yeah, I mean, because if between Trey the Truth Day, Trey Day, yes, and then every time I've talked to Trey recently, he's been on a bus or going to a rally or going to a movement, right? Because that's what he's been on. So yeah, it's like, hey man, we pulling up here. I'm going here. Are you? I'll be in Atlanta for this. And so it's just he on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And so it's always that energy. And then when he sends me a record like that, I know what we talking about. I know what we on.
Right.
Yeah.
In your verse on that song, you said, and quote, "Suicidal Thoughts, 2008."
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Man, it was a lot going on in my career. Moving from Mississippi to Georgia, being in Atlanta, and then trying to build a career. Depression is a thing, and then I had my vice had a control of me in a sense. Like I use music as therapy and I write, but I didn't have like real mental health understanding. I didn't have a therapist. I didn't really understand depression and how to express myself. So instead of talking about my problems, I just keep drinking them away. And so upon writing music in that wave, you also, your darkness can really take hold. So I remember just feeling this overwhelming feeling to not want to be here anymore, right? And so, and it's not only the circumstances, it just, when you find yourself in a position where you just haven't talked to anybody about what you're dealing with, and you don't think you don't want people to feel like you're complaining. You don't want to feel like you're weak. You know what I'm saying? And then we've been conditioned to think that going to see a therapist is like, it's whack. It's always weak. Man, you going to see a shrink.
Yeah.
No, bro, we dealt with that growing up, and we need to be able to talk about our issues.
Right.
And I didn't have anybody in the moment to talk about my issues. And so a lot of my darkness and a lot of things I was dealing with were weighing on me. And so that's where that comes from, is the want to like, all right, well, what if I'm just better off gone?
Yeah.
But nah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why I come back with the whole like, nah, I got more life to live. I got more love to give. You know what I'm saying?
This is what all the fuss is about. Bow.
You've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it.
The affiliates present
Trendsetter.
Live with Trendsetter Sense.